that is prescribed in Rajasthan University's syllabus BA part first English literature paper first. P.B. Shelley composed this poem in 1819 in the jungle of Florence in Italy. The poem is in the form of prayer and it has three constitutes. Number one, deity, or we can say God whom the prayer is made, a supplicant, which you call a person who makes a prayer, and a prayer, that is a personal redemption for poetic inspiration. To clarify a deity, deity here is west wind, a supplicant is the poet himself over here, and as far as prayer is concerned, it is a poetic inspiration. Shelley, its proper sphere is the world of the spirit. Shelley's contribution, or to say Shelley contributed a new quality to literature, a quality of ideality, freedom and spiritual, and a city. He had metaphysical bent in his mind. The present poem, Ode to West Wind, present him, or to say proved P.B. Shelley as a revolutionary poet, because he did not believe in customs and conventions of the world, or to say society. Shelley was the singer of unborn utopia. He was a little interested in past. His eyes were fixed intensely on the future, to revolt the world, to bring out about the golden age was his constant aim. As he mentioned, "Oh wind, if winter comes, can spring be far behind?" which is the sign that the poet is positive, or to say optimist towards future, and that is why he is known as the poet of hope. P.B. Shelley is also considered as a poet of love. Shelley was one of the supreme poet of love, because to him love is the transcendental force kindly, or to say kindling all the things in beauty. His conception of love is intellectual and spiritual. As a love poet, he differs from Byron, Keats and other poets of his age. He sings deepest passion of human. P.B. Shelley also considered as a poet of beauty, uh, as you can see in this picture. Shelley's poems are given by the law of, or to say Shelley's poems are governed by the law of beauty, which is the manifestation of love and heavenly vision. To his imagination, beauty was the degree of negation in fixed form. He worshipped beauty. Beauty for him was the ultimate zone, as poet himself was very delicate and he was very soft and mild, but his ideas were full of fire and emotion. P.B. Shelley is also known as the poet of light. To Shelley, the whole was the, or to say the whole world was bathed in light of heaven. He believed that his vision draped in the light and glory, moon and star, sunset and sunmoon, rainbow and twilight. Shelley is also considered as a poet of nature. He wrote the poems under the influence of William Wordsworth. Unlike Wordsworth, Shelley looked upon nature as a veil hiding its re- uh, refulgence. If Wordsworth spiritualizes nature, Shelley etherealized it. Wordsworth was the lover of peace and silence and the velocity of the mountains. Shelley delights in tameless energy of west wind, which is at once destroyer and preserver. You can look in this picture. Poet Shelley is also considered as a poet of lyric. Shelley is and well remain or known as a lyric poet par excellence for his readers. Lyricism is the keynote for Shelley's poetry. He was the supreme lyrical genius in English literature. Before to start, I would like to give a quick flashback about romantic poet P.B. Shelley. He was born on 4th August 1792, the year of terror in France. P.B. Shelley was the son of Timothy and Elizabeth Shelley. His famous work Prometheus Unbound was published in 1820. The classic anthology works Ode to West Wind, Mask and Anarchy. So before to start this poem, Ode to West Wind, I would like to give a very small information about what is a poem. According to P.B. Shelley, a poem is a piece of writing in which the words are chosen for their beauty and sound, are carefully arranged, often in short lines and lines which is rhymes. This poem, Ode to West Wind, is a ode, so it is my prime duty to define you what is the ode. Ode is a lyrical poem, typically one in the form of the address to a particular subject, written in a varied or irregular meter. In this poem, it is a quite difficult to lyric one, and in this poem there is an intervention of supernatural machinery, or there is the presence of God in odes. Ode to West Wind. The present poem was written by Shelley in 1819. As a poetical, religious and literary radical, Shelley was heavily invested in his own ability to influence the society. Some poets need solitude and privacy and a retreat in the woods to do best works, but Shelley needed stimulating arguments and social action. That's why he chose Ode to West Wind as his prime theme. The present poem, Ode to West Wind, is one of the poem in which he considered the role of power of the poet or philosopher to spread out new ideas and effects for a change. Its brevity is smooth tone and straightforward use of natural imagery present his abstract ideas about philosophy and poetry is a compact way. As I told you, the present poem Ode to West Wind is in the form of a prayer. A prayer has, I told you, the three constituents: a deity, a god or goddess to whom the prayer is made, a supplicant, a person who makes a prayer, and the prayer. The deity here is West Wind, the supplicant is the poet himself, and the prayer for the personal redemption and for poetic inspiration. He also said that, "Oh, lift me as a wave, as a leaf, a cloud, I fall upon the thorn of life, I bleed." This defines you, which shows you that कि उस समय की चीज़ों को देख कर के जो प्रेजेंट एटमॉस्फेयर है उसको देख कर के पोइट बहुत ज़्यादा तकलीफ़ में, बहुत ज़्यादा पीड़ा में है, और वो बोलता है कि मेरे जो आइडियाज़ हैं आर नॉट मैचिंग टू द present world, present society. I just wanted to bring some sort of changes in the society. As he said that I fall upon the thorn of life, I bleed. मैं लाइफ में बहुत ज़्यादा संघर्ष कर रहा हूँ, still आई एम to say suffering. As his personal life is also show some sort of the things that he got married early, but because of some sort of classes he leave his first wife, and he had children of that wife. He tried to get those children, but the court denied that you are unable to brought up those children. So again he just wanted to spend some pleasant time, and he began to love with a 16 years old girl, and he was quite unhappy in England, and he moved to Italy, and he spent his the last 4 years in Italy, and in Florence jungles. That at that time he remember his previous, or to say the unbound or the bountiful days of the England, and he said that right now, okay, oh left me as a wave, as a leaf, as a cloud, I fall upon the thorn of life, I bleed, which is the sign that the poet is not happy with the present scenario. He just wanted to say that, okay, I am suffering from the present conditions which are not favorable for me. The speaker of the poem appeals to the west wind to infuse him with a new spirit and a new power of to spirit out his ideas. In order to invoke the west wind, he lists a series of things the wind has done that illustrate its power, driving away the autumn's leaves, placing seeds in the earth, bringing thunderstorms and a cyclical death, the natural world, the stripping up the sea and the ocean. He speaks, the speaker wishes that the wind could affect his, or to say him, way it does leave the clouds and the waves. Because it can't, he asks to wind to play him like an instrument, bring out his sadness into his own musical lament. Maybe the west wind can even help him to send his ideas all over the world, even they are not powerful in their own rights. His ideas might express these. The poet is very, to say, very hopeless about the future, about the life. He also said that the present time is not in favorable or in favor of him. So he said that I just wanted to bring some sort of changes in the society. So he prayed to the west wind that spread my ideas in all over the world, because I have no power, my body is just getting decayed. So he said that कि मेरे अंदर वो पावर नहीं है, मैं वेस्ट विंड के साथ मिलना चाहता हूँ, मैं लीफ की तरह उड़ना चाहता हूँ, मैं क्लाउड के साथ उड़ना चाहता हूँ, एंड आई जस्ट वांट टू स्प्रेड आउट माय व्यूज थ्रू आउट द वेस्ट विंड. ही हियर प्रेज टू वेस्ट विंड, द सैड म्यूजिक दैट द वेस्ट विंड प्ले on him will become a prophecy. The west wind of the autumn brings a cold, barren period of the winter. The present poem is wonderful in its picturization. Here, the poet uses the symbols which are here. The west wind, how he defines west wind as a dead leaves, द फ्यूनरल सॉन्ग्स की किस तरीके से वो डेड लीव्स को ड्रिवन करके और मिट्टी में दबा देती है और आगे लेके चली जाती है. द फॉर्म ऑफ द पोइम इज ओड एंड ट्रेजरिमा. द थीम ऑफ दिस पोइम इज ऑब्वियसली मैन एंड द नेचुरल वर्ल्ड. द ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन एंड द morality इज ऑन द टॉप. द पोइट P.B. Shelley just wanted to convey a message throughout this poem ode to west wind. Shelley here praised the west wind to spread out his words among the mankind, like the ashes and sparks from the hearth where the fire has not died out. Likewise, the worst days will be followed by the happy days. ही सेड दैट कि मेरे अंदर अब उतना पावर नहीं बचा है, लेकिन आई जस्ट वांट टू मिंगल विद द वेस्ट विंड, सो मेरे जो आइडियाज़ हैं वो स्प्रेड आउट होंगे। लोग मुझे अभी सीरियसली नहीं ले रहे हैं, लेकिन ऑब्वियसली एक टाइम आएगा जब लोग मुझे इस तरीके से सीरियस लेना। The poet is very optimistic about life. He said that कि oh wind, if winter comes, can spring be far behind? These are the concluding line of this poem. Sally, by these lines, wanted to convey a message that we should have to be very optimistic towards our future, and if the present time is full of pains, anguish, and hardshipness, but it is fact that the future will be wonderful. It will be helpful. It will be a prime light for our life. It is the poem which has an autobiographical touch. The poet preserved the dream and ideas of his boyhood. It seems possible to sweep over heaven as a companion of the wild west wind. Uh, if we give a little description about the poem's summary, the poet in this poem prays to west wind, and just wanted to say that कि जो वेस्ट विंड है उसके अंदर सम शॉर्ट ऑफ पावर्स हैं, और मैं एक जो कि जो वेस्ट विंड है वो सूखे पत्तों को समाप्त तो करती है लेकिन बीजों की रक्षा करती है, तो वो प्रिजर्वर और डिस्ट्रॉयर है। प्रिजर्वर जिसको, डिस्ट्रॉयर तो हम कहेंगे कि जो ड्राई लीफ है उनको अपने साथ वो उड़ा करके ले जाती है, इस तरीके से वो डिस्ट्रॉयर साबित होती है। बट एज इट प्रिजर्व्स द सीड्स एंड वो उनको दबा देती है मिट्टी के अंदर, तो वो रक्षक की तरह प्रेजेंट और टू से द रिप्रेजेंट की है पोइट ने। द in this picture you can see that he just wanted to fly or to driven away like the west wind. Poet also describes that कि जो वेस्ट विंड है उसका इम्पैक्ट अर्थ पर ही नहीं होता बल्कि ऑल द वे होता है। अगर आप उसका बोलते हैं कि स्काई जो कि नीला है, नीला स्काई के अगर हम उड़ते हुए बादलों को देखेंगे तो क्लाउड्स हैं उनके अंदर भी थोड़ा सा जब वेस्ट विंड चलती है तो क्लाउड्स भी थोड़े डर से जाते हैं, और उनकी जो उनके अंदर एक अजीबोगरीब एक फायर सिमिनांट का एक इमेज क्रिएट होती है विच इज़ लुक्स लाइक बिच, एंड इट्स सेड दैट कि जो घने काले बादल बनते हैं वो भी अपने आप में एक कब्र के समान दिखाई देते हैं। वो बोलते हैं कि अंधेरी रात में एक गुम्बद के समान सा प्रतीत होता है। पोइट आल्सो सेड दैट कि जो वेस्ट विंड है उसका इम्पैक्ट मेडिटेरियन सी के ऊपर भी होता है, जो कि गर्मी की नींद से जग जाता है। जैसे ही वेस्ट विंड बहुत तेज़ी से ब्लो करती है तो जो मेडिटेरियन सी के अंदर जो बहुत सारे जो पेड़ हैं, बहुत सारे जो अपनी प्रकृति की जो अंदर का से कि उसके अंदर जो अलग अलग वैरायटीज़ की जो स्पेसीज़ जो उसके अंदर हैं वहाँ उस मेडिटेरियन सी के अंदर भी सम शॉर्ट ऑफ हशल एंड बशल होना शुरू हो जाती है। उस गर्जना को सुन करके वो डर के मारे अपने पत्ते गिरा देते हैं जो पेड़ जो कि मेडिटेरियन सी के अंदर हैं। ही ऑल्सो प्रे टू द वेस्ट विंड दैट कि वो एक वो भी चाहता है कि उसको जो पोइट भी ये चाहता है कि उसको एक लहर, एक पत्ते, एक बादल के रूप में वो वहाँ से उड़ा करके ले जाए, और उस महान जो उसकी जो पावरफुल पावर है उसका कंपेनियन बनना चाहता है कि जो इन द चाइल्डहुड एज वो हवा के साथ में घूमा फिरा करता था और प्रचंड वेग में भी उसको हरा दिया करता था, बहुत बाउंटी हुआ करता था। बट पोइट सेज कि अब उसका जो जीवन है बहुत पेनफुल हो गया है। ही सेड दैट कि आई फॉल अपॉन द थॉर्न ऑफ लाइफ एंड आई ब्लीड, कि मैं जीवन रूपी कांटे के ऊपर पड़ गया हूँ और अब मेरे इसमें जो है ब्लो हो रहा है। तो पोइट का अपना दुख है, अपनी पीड़ा है, जिसको डिफरेंट वे में यहाँ पर रिप्रेजेंट करने की कोशिश कर रहा है। पोइट आल्सो सेड दैट कि युवावस्था बहुत वो बुद्धिहीन और तेज अभिमानी था, बट राइट नाउ उस समय ने उस सब को छोड़ दिया है और अब वो प्रार्थना करता है कि उसकी महान शक्ति का कुछ भाग दे करके उसको ऐसा अवस्था से ऊपर ले जाए, उभार ले और नवीन जीवन दे करके अपने आइडियाज़ को स्प्रेड आउट करे। पोइट ऑल्सो प्रेज टू द वेस्ट विंड दैट कि अब उसकी आत्मा में एक सम सॉर्ट ऑफ झील भर दे, ताकि वो जो ह्यूमनिटी है उसको रिजुविनेट करना चाहता है, उसके लिए एक गीत गाना चाहता है। एक उसने जो जवानी में अल्लड़पन जो था, जवानी का अल्लड़पन था, जो अनोविंगनेस थी, अब उसको उसने छोड़ दिया है। पोइट ऑल्सो सेज दैट कि उसमें वेस्ट विंड में अपनी पावर होती है और वो सब कुछ इट कैन डू, तो वो उससे शक्ति मांगता है। एंड ही सेज दैट कि उसका साहस पाकर वो जो उसके दिल में, उसके मन में जो अजीब व गरीब एक रिस्पेक्ट है वेस्ट विंड के प्रति, तो वो बोलता है कि मैं संगीत गाकर, शक्तिशाली संगीत के मार्फत इन चीज़ों को मानव जाति के सुंदर भाव में छुपाना चाहता हूँ। और ही सेज कि मैं एक ऐसा मैसेज कन्वे करना चाहता हूँ जिससे कि लोग मेरी बात को समझेंगे और एक जो जो ये एक जो सोसाइटी है इसमें एक चेंज आएगा और मानव से मानव के प्रति रिस्पेक्ट होगा। और जो एक सोच है क्लासिकल और टू से द कन्वेंशनल सोच है, उसको वो हटाना चाहता है और एक न्यू रिवोल्यूशन लाना चाहता है। दैट्स वाई इन द कंक्लूडिंग लाइन्स द पोइट सेज, ओ विंटर, if oh wind, if winter comes, can spring be far behind, which is the symbol of hope and to say happiness कि अभी तो तकलीफ हैं लेकिन आने वाला टाइम निश्चित रूप से बहुत ही प्लीजेंट होगा, बहुत ही अच्छा होगा। You listen this lecture patiently. I hope you loved it, you would have enjoyed it. If you like this lecture, आपको अच्छा लगा हो तो प्लीज़ लाइक, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करें। और मैं नेक्स्ट जो लेक्चर लेकर के आने वाला हूँ वेस्ट विंड के ऊपर ही लेके आने वाला हूँ, जिसमें हम डिटेल क्रिटिकल एनालिसिस करेंगे और इस पोइम को डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे, स्टडी करेंगे। टिल देन बाय बाय, ऑल द बेस्ट।